All right, Matt, here's Coach. The 4 players that we'll have will be Armando, Garrison Brooks, Kerwin Walton, and Caleb Love after Coach.
Okay, guys, the only thing to open it with is very pleased to win a game on Senior Day. That's always been extremely important to me. When I was an assistant here for 10 years, we never lost Senior Day, and 15 years at Kansas, we never lost Senior Day, and we've messed it up and lost 3 of them in the 18 years that I've been here, but it's always extremely important to me to allow those seniors to go out the right way the last game they play in their building, regardless of where it is, whether it's Carmichael, Smith Center, or Allen Fieldhouse. So that was important to me. I thought that one of the greatest things was the start of the game, starting the seniors and Walker Miller to take a charge on the first possession. I've been after our guys all year long. I don't think we do anything close to what we want to do about taking the charge on the defensive end of the floor. I thought early in the game we got off to a great start, to say the least, and we were doing a great job on the backboards and getting some offensive rebound points. And then all of a sudden we quit. I think we only got one. I think Armando got fouled once in the second half. It's the only time we got an offensive rebound score. But we shot the ball in the basket, both halves, 55%. They missed some easy shots early. I thought that was good for us. Really, if I'm looking down there at the stat sheet, the only thing that gets me a little disappointed, again, is the 20 turnovers and the fact that they pressed us and we were way too conservative against the press. I've always felt like I loved it when somebody pressed us so we could attack, and we did not attack. And a lot of that, even though they're 24, 25 games and 83 practices, they're still freshmen, but we were way too conservative and turned it over way too many times against their press. But we did get the break going a little bit. I've looked down, I see the bench points, 73-7. It's a little it's understandable since we had some guys that started today that haven't normally done that. But Garrison, 6 for 9, 2 for 3 from three-point line. Again, Kerwin Walton, 4 of 7 from three-point line. And I think Caleb's offense in the first half was important to us. And they may have gotten it down to 12 or 13 or something like that. You've heard me before. I don't ever spend time looking at the score. I look at the time, but that's about it. But Caleb made a big drive and made the basket and got a free throw, and it sort of steadied us a little bit. But, it's a win on the last game of the regular season, Senior Day at home. So we're as happy as we can be.
Greg Barnes.
Hey, Roy, was there any particular significance to you kissing the court when you left?
Yeah, we only lost one game there, and I always thought I loved the home arena and what we were doing. And this year, the home court was not fans. It was the familiarity of the basket, familiarity with the floor, familiarity with the background. And I'd like to go back over and play that Marquette game again, but it's not like golf. You don't get a mulligan.
Andrew Jones.
Coach, the 26-6 start, you just mentioned something about the rebounding and Walker's charge. It looked to me like the energy was extremely high during that period. What was the most important thing that kind of led to that kind of start?
Well, again, I'll go back and say Walker Miller taking a charge was really big, and they helped us. They missed some shots early and turned it over, but was the score at the game one time 26-6? Were you talking about, Andrew, was that the score at the start of the game?
It was 26-6, I think, just under the midpoint of the half.
Okay, yeah. I didn't realize that. I was ahead, my team was ahead one time when I was coaching at Kansas in the Sweet 16 game, 24-6 to start the game. And John Clockerty was reffing the game, and they found in the Charlotte Coliseum a bolt that was raised up out of the floor about 1.5 inches. And they stopped the game, and one of my mentors was coaching the other team, was Coach Bob Knight. And we walked out on the floor to see what was going on, and they said they were going to stop the game and fix that bolt. And Coach Knight said, could we start the game over with a few other words mixed in there? And so that gave us all a laugh at that time. But again, I knew that we were doing pretty well. I'm not stupid, but I just rather see how we're playing based on what I see as opposed to looking at a scoreboard. Because in the second half, I was not very happy the way we were turning ball over, but we still, did all right on the score, but I did not know it was 26-6. The enthusiasm of senior day, the enthusiasm of the last game of the year in the Smith Center, the enthusiasm of what you start playing for at this time of year, I think that led to us playing as well as we played. And we know we didn't play very well in our previous game.
Brendan?
Hey, Roy. Yeah, you mentioned those 20 turnovers, and yet in the second half, it was never even a single-digit game. What does that sort of speak to about these guys' ability to sort of play through it and get out of their own way to some extent?
Well, they need to do a better job of playing through it and getting out of their own way by stop turning the dadgum ball over is what it means. And, again, guys, I don't spend a lot of time looking at the score. I've told you that 1,000 times. But if you turn it over 20 times, you're going to lose a lot of games. I don't care if you shoot 55% or not. We caught Duke on a day where guys look down there. They're a better three-point shooting team than we are, and they were 5 for 27. So those kind of things help.
Adam Smith?
Roy, I know you often say, it looks a lot better when the ball goes in the basket, but you hit 8 threes today and got some early to seem to, get you going. Does it seem like for your team in particular that when those shots from three-point range go in, it just seems to open up things more and get you in just a better rhythm offensively?
Oh, I don't think there's any question that. It's the reason I say that about when the ball goes in, everything looks better. I think Kerwin Walton, when Kerwin makes those threes and he makes some difficult threes, the whole team gets enthusiastic about it. Garrison made 2 today. One of them was a last desperation shot at the end of the shot clock right in front of their bench. But I've always said, guys, I think you need to have a great mix. We need to have guys who can score inside, and we need to be able to have some guys who can make shots from the perimeter, and we need to make free throws. And we got a little bit of a good mix today, and I think that was helpful.
Couple more.
CL?
Roy, you certainly tried to build your team in a way that it would be balanced, but how tough do you think you guys will be to beat in the postseason when you get contributions like this that you did tonight from a little bit of everywhere?
Well, I think that's the reason I like it, because it's hard to focus on one area or one guy. We shoot 55 from the floor, 44 from 3, and 80 from free throw line. And you're out rebounding the other team. So the only thing that you did poorly offensively is turn the dadgum ball over. And we can't do that. But I've always felt that the best teams were teams that were balanced. That you didn't say, we've got to guard the three-point line or we've got to shut them out inside. Our better teams have always had good balance. But making those shots from the outside, Kerwin again, he's in the back of the room, and he's really going to enjoy talking to you like he always does. But he makes those baskets. He made one in the first half after he took the ball between his legs that had everybody on my team jumping around. So I'm looking forward to seeing that over again.
Okay, Brian Keys, last one before Kerwin gets in there, please.
Hey, Roy, you talked about it a little bit after the game, but I just wanted to ask, what was the importance of having fans in the stadium and having players' families out for the last game of the season here? Well,
I think, it's pretty easy to figure out. I mean, it's the only time that I did not like it was the last play of the first half. It was the last play of the first half. We had a foul to give, 3 fouls to give. In fact, if they had been going to just play, we were going to use all 3 of them. But they sort of held the ball for the last shot. And I said, I do not want to double team, because if we double team, somebody's going to get an open 3. So they double teamed on their own when I'm screaming, no, 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 no. And so that's the only point that I didn't like it. But when you come to play basketball in North Carolina, you talk about or hear former players talking about running through that tunnel and hearing that crowd and getting on the court and seeing that Carolina blue wave out there. And so that's something they've missed. And I think the last 2 games, as I said, it's been the loudest 3,200 crowd I've ever seen in my life. They were enthused about it. The students were great. I think that it helps, and it gives them a little bit of look of what Carolina basketball normally is, and they have not had that this year. And just to let you know, that question didn't upset me. I'm going because Steve's already said this is the last question.
Thank you.
Kerwin, up first.
Kerwin, don't talk too long.
All right, raise your hands for questions for Kerwin, please.
Change of plans. Armando's going to go first. Kerwin is being nice enough to wait for Armando to go.
Gregory Hall, go ahead.
Hey, Matt, unfortunately, we got to keep it pretty quick with Armando. He's got to take care of something, so go ahead.
Gregory Hall.
Hey, Armando, what did it mean to see Garrison have the game that he did today on senior night and hit those 2 threes as well?
I mean, it was just huge for him. All season he's been unselfish and just been trying to make sure everybody's else good. So just seeing him going out there and just showing all the stuff that he got in his bag, it was great.
Greg Barnes.
Armando, you've put together back-to-back strong performances after a little bit of a struggling period. What's been the key for you to kind of bounce back the last week?
Oh, just not getting too caught up in fouling and letting that affect me, just being mad that I'm in foul trouble and stuff like that, just going out there and playing.
Andrew.
Hey, Armando, you guys opened up a 26-6 lead about 10.5 minutes into the game. Was that the best you guys have played this year? And how much higher was the energy than it has been maybe the other times you guys have been near or at the top of your game?
I definitely say that's the best we played all year, maybe other than the second half versus Florida State. When we all locked in, we're a great team. When we all come to play and just go out there and play Carolina basketball, we're going to be a great team. It's just when is it going to happen and can we keep it going?
CL.
Armando, what was it like to see Sterling actually get to take the floor again and to get that lob at the end?
I mean, I'm definitely not surprised. I mean, Adam, he sees it all the time. Sterling, I mean, he's a really good player. He's just as good as everybody in the front court. So just going and seeing him do that was kind of funny. I mean, he's been good on the defense end in practice, just challenging us, scoring and blocking shots. So he do everything he do every day in practice. So I wasn't surprised.
All right, Adam Smith, last one, and then we'll get Kerwin in.
Armando, what did you make of the emotion from Garrison there at the end? He came off the court, hugged Roy, and it looked like, the tears were flowing. I mean, what did you see happening in that moment?
I mean, he said before the game he knew he was going to cry and be emotional. So it was definitely just funny to see Garrison, who usually try to be like a tougher kind of guy. Just seeing him emotional and crying was definitely funny and just something we can always joke with him about.
All right, thank you, Armando.
Thanks, Armando.
Now we'll have Kerwin. Thank
you. Greg, go ahead.
Hey, Kerwin, this team's been on a bit of a roller coaster ride in recent weeks with strong performances and then somewhat weak performances. What's the key to maintaining this level of play that you had tonight into next week?
I think it's just playing with a sense of urgency. And as long as we keep our energy levels up every single game, we're going to be fine. When Walker Miller set that charge, that kind of set the tone for us and it gave us a huge energy boost. And it convinced everybody, we can't have just one guy hustling and making big plays. So we all got to make sure we keep bringing the energy for the whole game.
Kip, go ahead.
Yeah, Kerwin, what is it about Duke's defense that seems to bring out the best in your team's three-point shooting? The great night over in Cameron and tonight, a hot start. Is it something they're doing or is the ball just moving better against them?
I feel like we just got some unselfish guys, as long as we keep cutting, moving hard and passing the ball and we're getting good looks. We started off early getting in some good looks in the post. And then after they started collapsing in the post, we got some good looks on the outside and we started knocking down shots. So it really just comes down to us being able to make shots, get the ball into the post, and finish.
Brendan.
Hey, Kerwin. Yeah, Armando said he thought the first 10 minutes or so was, really as good as you guys have played all season. Does the feeling of that, you think, could that possibly be a springboard? I know Roy has said, there were springboard opportunities before and that hasn't worked out, but does the feeling that comes with that sort of dominance, can that be finally what you guys have been needing?
For sure. It's definitely huge for us. I don't think there's a single person on this team who wasn't excited throughout the entire game. We was all making huge plays, making a bunch of shots, throw some good passes. People was making a lot of hustle plays. I think it's hard to not to get excited from that, especially when everyone's playing so well, and you just got to keep the momentum going, and it definitely fuels us and gives us a lot of energy.
Brian Keys.
Kerwin, from sort of a larger standpoint, this year has been tough for everybody, especially the players, with all the things you've been asked to do, not be near people and have this season. How are you feeling right now, just personally, finishing out the regular season, last game at the Dean Dome on such a high note?
I'm feeling great, just mostly for the seniors, just because we got to win and everybody played so well. And seeing them playing their last game in the Smith Center is real special. I know it's like one thing that's huge, especially for coaches, for all the coaches, especially for them. So that's the main thing I'm really happy about, is just seeing them all smile and be excited just to play their final game in the Smith Center.
CL?
When you mentioned as long as you guys play with the sense of urgency, and Armando said, when you guys are locked in. So what's kind of the key to getting to that state before games, to kind of having that sense of urgency before you come out? I mean, have you noticed the difference between a game like today and, say, the game at Syracuse or something like that, where you don't feel like you had the same level of intensity?
Yeah, I think it comes to a sense of pride and just what's important to you. I think we came into this game really strong because we figured this is like one of the most important games for a lot of guys, especially for the seniors. It's the last game they'll play here. It's a big night for them. You got fans in the crowd. Everybody's family is coming and watching the game. So it's kind of like, you're playing for all of them. You're playing for coach, you're playing for the fans, you're playing for your family. And it kind of gets you a lot of energy, and it kind of makes you just super excited to play. And I think as long as we just keep carrying out that same energy every single game, we're going to be fine.
Andrew?
Hey, Kerwin, last Saturday against FSU, you guys had 21 turnovers that led to 25 points. Today, 20 turnovers that led to 23, yet you won both games. What does it say about this team that when you have games where you turn over a lot and give up points, there are times you can actually beat quality opponents when that happens?
I think it just shows that we have a lot we can still improve on. I don't even think we're at our best. I feel like that just shows that not only that we keep fighting throughout the entire game despite turning the ball over, but we still have a lot of room to improve. And once we keep improving, we're going to be a super dangerous team. It's going to be tough to beat us. As long as
real quickly with the follow-up, to be able to overcome that, to be able to win a game like this when you did that, to be able to beat a team like FSU when you go 21 for 25 in that situation, does it say something about the level you guys can get to, especially if you're not doing that stuff?
I couldn't hear the last part. What'd you say?
Does it say something about the level you guys can play at, that you're able to overcome that? So if you're able to kind of cut it down, you guys can take your game to another notch?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Less turnovers equals more possessions and more possibility to score points. So I think just, when we don't turn it over, I mean, I'm sure it definitely pleases Coach Roy and everybody else. But as long as we keep playing hard, I think that's what really comes down to. And that's why we keep winning games despite turning the ball over too much.
All right, thanks, Kerwin. Caleb's ready to go here. So raise your hand with questions for Caleb, please.
And I think I cut him off. I apologize for that.
CL, go ahead first, please.
Caleb, given that most of the team that's in the rotation has never played in the postseason before, what are your kind of expectations, especially coming off a solid win like this going into Greensboro next week?
Just not to lay an egg. Like we always take like 2 steps forward and one step back. So just not trying to lay an egg. Just enjoy this win for the couple of days that we have it, but we got to get back locked in because it's a new season now. So as long as we stay locked in and we do what we got to do and listen to coach and does what he tells us to do, I think we'll be good.
Brendan, go ahead.
Hey, Caleb. Armando said, this first 10 minutes you guys played was sort of the best that you've played all season. How does the feeling after this win compare to some of the other highs you've had? How does this compare to a Florida State or a Louisville? Is this one special just because of the senior night or because of Duke, or how do they compare?
I think it's all special because we wanted to send our seniors out good on the last game of Smith Center. So, and then we wanted to do it for coach as well, and then also just it's Duke. So, but I think just us being as locked in as we were in the first half, and we usually harp on the same stuff in the first half: turnovers, missed free throws, not guarding. It's usually the same stuff. So just going in the game and doing what we're supposed to do and knowing our assignments, I think we're hard to beat.
Adam Smith.
Caleb, there at the end when Garrison was coming off the court and he was hugging everybody and it looked like the tears were really flowing for him. Were you in any way surprised to see that much emotion or outward emotion from a guy, who's a pretty tough guy on the exterior? What did you make of all that?
I didn't think none of that. I thought he's a great guy. He is a great guy. He's a great teammate. He's like a big brother to me, and he works hard on his game, and he cares about the game so much. So just seeing him cry, it just shows how much he cares about the game and cares about his time here. And so as you can see, he played his heart out, and he had a great game. So I just need that Garrison all the time.
Gregory Hall.
Caleb, did you know Garrison had a fadeaway three-pointer in his arsenal?
No, I did not.
What does it just kind of say about how he played today and to have like that, and then later in the game pull up from the top of the key and bank one in?
I just seen his confidence in him, and just him just playing freely and knowing what he can do and what he's capable of. So I've seen Garrison knock many threes down in practice, and I've seen him knock a couple down in the game. So, and then I've seen him knock some down last year. So just him having that confidence in himself and shooting it with the confidence, and he hitting them. So I'm proud of him.
Kiara.
Hey, Caleb. During the last game, you said that you wanted Carolina to make a statement for their last regular season game. Was tonight that perfect statement? And is this the team opponents should be afraid of?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think it's like I said before, if we're locked in and we coming in the game knowing what we got to do and what's at stake, and not going in any games, going out slow, because we usually start out slow. Just coming in the game. And what started the game off this game was Walker's charge. I think it got us really on our feet, and we were excited from that moment on. And he really set the tempo for us. So just us coming out, just making winning plays and doing what we had to do to get each other going. And I think like I said, we're hard to beat.
Okay, Deanna King, last one, and we'll get Garrison in here.
Caleb, two of your best games so far this year has been against Duke. Does seeing a program like Duke kind of get your juices flowing because it's a national stage and just get you going?
I just think it's yeah, I think the best rivalry in college sports. So I just think just coming in the game, I knew I had to be big for the team, and coach told me before the game to be big. So just him giving me that confidence and him knowing what I can do and what I'm capable of is helpful.
Thank you. I'm going to run and get Garrison. I'll be right back.
Brian Keys, go ahead.
Hey, Garrison, I wanted to ask, after everything that's happened this year and just how difficult life has been personally, what are your emotions right now finishing the regular season on such a high note like that?
Yeah, you got to be grateful for moments like these. Can't really think about the tough times of this year and being in quarantine, having to really separate yourself from everyone else. But, you just got to cherish moments with your team. Because, that's all it came down to tonight. Cherishing moments with them and appreciate them sending us out the right way.
Aaron Beard.
Hey, Garrison, you've been a part of a lot of Duke Carolina games, especially with a lot of stakes, regular season championships, high rankings. It's a little bit different this year with neither team ranked, but you guys seem to rise to the occasion and really bring a lot of energy. Did it feel any different to you as far as a Duke Carolina game with a different scenario that way?
No, it never does. It's all that game is always going, no matter what the records are, it's always going to be a sight to see.
Greg Barnes.
Hey, Garrison, on one of those final field goals in the final seconds, you were on the sideline with your arms raised in jubilation and tears were streaming down your face. Is it possible to put those emotions into words?
No, it's not real, man. Just think back to all 4 years. Think back to me coming in here at 17. It's just something I can't really put to words. That's why most of the time why you smile and cry. It looks weird, but it's just something you cherish. I can't be more grateful for these moments.
CL Brown.
Garrison, it's been mentioned a couple of times by Coach Williams, and I think Kerwin said it too, about Walker Miller's taking that charge to start the game. Why was that such a big boost for you guys? So is it because he's not in there a lot, or is it because coaches emphasize charging? Like, why was that so special?
It's a guy, man. He comes in, works his butt off every day. Just a guy, he cares about his program. He's the definition of Carolina basketball. A guy that comes in, works every day, does everything the right way. For him to get a chance to go in the game and do the right thing, it meant a lot to us. And we couldn't let our energy fall from that one possession.
By the way, Walker's standing here. He wants to say something to you, Garrison.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing, man? Hey, that was a great answer. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Brendan, go ahead.
Hey, Garrison, I know it's hard to put those emotions into words, but how valuable can this feeling be going forward? Feeling this good, feeling this cherished, feeling like, Carolina basketball was back doing what it was supposed to be. How high can this sort of lift you guys these next couple of weeks potentially?
Can't get too happy. Enjoy it till we can enjoy this until Sunday. We're gonna play Wednesday. Enjoy this until Sunday. Come back ready to work again, and need to raise our level even more. We're in the AC tournament. One loss, you're done. I think we need to really understand that.
Adam Smith.
Garrison, to be able to take the moment at the end to be able to hug Roy on your way off the court with a win, a convincing win over Duke, just to be able to experience that moment. What was that like? And were you two able to say anything to each other, or was it just sort of, unspoken stuff?
Just unspoken, man. Just embracing each other. Both so happy we came out and played what we did, and with a victory. Just we didn't need to speak. Just a terrific feeling for us.
Gregory Hall. Couple more. Gregory Hall.
Garrison, have you practiced that fadeaway three before? Is it just so desperation that you just threw it up and we're glad it went in?
Nah, work on it every day, man. Don't worry about it. I see it go in a million times.
Did you? I've seen you in warm-ups before try to emulate Kobe White a little bit. Did you just channel your inner Kobe there?
Yeah, man. Something like that, man. I miss that guy, seeing that guy run.
Davis Wallace.
Hey, Garrison, what were the keys to stopping Matthew Hurd from going on a scoring spree that he has been the last couple of games?
Man, just playing team defense. obeying, like just pretty much doing our principles. And I would say this, man, the crowd has an effect on teams now, man. Like 3,000 fans, man, it doesn't matter to me. Those guys, those people made a heck of a difference for us. Just by their noise, I mean, they get the other team rattled, and they help us go on runs too.
Okay, Kiara, last one, and we'll let Garrison go and have some dinner.
Hey, Garrison. Tonight was emotional for various reasons. Can you just speak to what Sterling's perseverance means for this Carolina program? Like, what does it represent for you guys?
It means a lot to me. I mean, you saw the tears coming out of my eyes. I saw him score again. Y'all like Dave's been through a lot, man. It's undescribable, man. He's so persistent. He never quits. Yeah, he'll never quit. He'll never quit a day in his life. Man, I appreciate him just coming in every day and working hard every day to get right. Come out there and play. Just be ready when his name's called. And I mean, I can't be more grateful to be around him every day. I think it helps everyone. It helps everyone a little bit more every day because he works so hard and he drives, keeps our team going in practice. And if you know his story, it means a lot to me personally. But I think as a team, you understand how hard he's worked.
Thanks, Garrison. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
We'll probably do something on Tuesday, pre-ACC. I'll let you know.